So, yeah, the electric forces can both repel and attract, but gravity can only attract. Gravity doesn't have a charge, there's no kind of mass charge, but electrical charges come in two varieties, and this is a basic rule you need to figure out. And then soon we'll be figuring out, well, if this has so many coulombs and this has so many coulombs, well, how much is this force? That's called the Coulomb force, and that's going to be later on coming up. So here's the law of electric charges. I don't know if that's really a law, but I mean, opposite charges attract, that is a law, and like charges repel. Okay, so static electricity can be created when you can rub electrons off from one material to the other. So the other material now has excess electrons, is negatively charged, and if there's too much of it, then it is going to try to get away from each other enough to that where they kind of make their way through air, and that's where we see spark. There's some terminology here. I think you've probably learned this before, that if you lose electrons, then you're positively charged, so you're a positive ion. So the atom itself, because it's lost an electron, it is now more positively charged. So it's called a positive ion. And if it gains an electron, it's a negative ion. This is important, the law of conservation of charge. Charges can never be created nor destroyed. So, if I put in 30 coulombs of charge, when it's all over, it's going to have 30 coulombs of charge. When it's all out, there's no charges are not going to suddenly, no negative charges can just disappear, and no positive charges can just disappear either or appear. Okay. So, and also, of course, the electrons, that 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19 coulombs is the smallest possible size that you can get for for a charge. So charges can't be smaller than that. It can only be multiples of that. Okay. So, um, for example, if you were looking at someone says, hey, is a charge of 4.0 times 10 to the negative 19 coulombs possible? And you divide that by 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19 coulombs, which is a charge of an electron, and see if you can get a whole number. If you don't get a whole number, it's not possible, because you can't have a fraction of an electron's charge. Okay? And that's the way it goes. The electrons, protons can only come in multiples of 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19 coulombs. They can't come in smaller multiples than that. Okay? So that ends our thing on charges. And next class, we'll look and see how we charge materials by conduction, friction, as well as induction. And we'll look at what it means for a material to be polarized. So I'll see you in the next class. Bye for now. I hope you took notes.